Welcome to HU16 Live at 5. I'm Megan Lee.
And I'm Grace Nichols. Searcy police are releasing more information about the body found this week in the woods near Riverview High School. Authorities say the remains have been identified as those of Larry Don Madden, a Lake Charles, Louisiana man who disappeared 20 years ago. Investigators say Madden was 26 years old in 1999, working in Searcy and staying with friends. Searcy police say they're continuing to investigate.
Officials at Riverview High School are issuing an apology after a class produced a video that included racial slurs. The school says it was part of a class project and that the video has been taken down from social media. In a statement, Riverview Superintendent Dr. David Rutledge says the school is committed to respecting diversity and such behavior will not be tolerated. He says an investigation will be conducted and those responsible will be held accountable.
Two new laws in Arkansas are focusing on removing the stigma when kids cannot pay for lunch at school and feeding more students in need at home. The first law will make sure schools use better practices when students have unpaid lunch bills. And the second could take more time to implement, but it will give public and charter schools the authority to develop policies to give surplus cafeteria food to students. State lawmakers passed the legislation during the past 3 months of the session.
And changes are coming to the state's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. Current regulations state that all SNAP recipients 19 to 49 must report 80 hours a month of employment, education, volunteering, or DHS employment training. When the new rules take effect, all recipients under the age of 60 will be required to participate in the DHS employment and training program. The new rules will be required to keep SNAP benefits. And the City of Bald Knob announced at their last City Council meeting the city's plans to acquire a piece of property. The city purchased the Collision property for $4,000. Plans were also announced to spend $11,000 improving the town's sewer system. Mayor Barth Grayson announced his interest in using a portion of the new land for an event center for the city.
A former Arkansas senator faces new charges in a bribery investigation. Former Senator Jeremy Hutchinson is accused of accepting money in exchange for legislation that would benefit a Missouri-based nonprofit that provided mental health services through the Arkansas Medicaid program. Hutchinson, the nephew of Governor Hutchinson, faces 12 counts of fraud, bribery, and conspiracy in Arkansas and 32 counts in Missouri. Although he has not pleaded guilty in the case, he did resign his Senate seat after being indicted. And the number of departments reporting under the governor will reduce this summer. Governor Asa Hutchinson signed into law legislation that cuts the number of cabinet-level departments that report directly to him from 42 to 15. This is the largest reorganization of the Arkansas state government in almost 50 years. A transition team has been appointed to help implement the agency reorganization by the July 31st deadline.
The latest Census of Agriculture shows the number of farms and ranches in the U.S. has fallen. The U.S. Department of Agriculture released the 2017 census yesterday, and even though the number of farms is down, the remaining operations are larger and are responsible for a higher percentage of agricultural sales. The census shows there were just over 2 million farms and ranches in 2017, down 3.2% from 2012. About 75% of all sales came from only about 100,000 of those farms, down more than 14,000 from 2012.
A severe weather system is expected in the southeastern part of the state starting tomorrow. This developing storm that is coming from the desert southwest could bring potential flooding and significant rain. Although the tornado threat for central Arkansas is very low, 1 or 2 more storms may produce some brief hail and contain some gusty winds. The majority of the state will get around 2 inches of rain, and some spots may get up to as much as 3 inches. And the city of Russell doesn't want to just bring participants to their Easter egg hunt this year. They also want to bring eggs right to your doorstep. The city is holding a fundraiser called Egg My Yard, where for $20 they'll come after dark and put 50 filled eggs in your yard before the night before Easter. Those who want a smaller hunt can have their yard egged with 25 filled eggs for $10. Orders can be placed at Silver Dollar Grill.